Matthew, how about a over for you on a player prop?
I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence. Like, I've been very clear about this. I think there is tons of fantasy football value across the board with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I actually think Brian Thomas could outperform his ADP. You guys know I'm all in on Travis Hunter. I think he's going to have a monster season. And it stands to reason that Trevor Lawrence, who's gone over 4,000 yards in each of his last two healthy seasons, beats his number right here of 3,700 and a half passing yards. So I think he gets at least to 3,701. Tampa Bay last year under Liam Coen passed for over 4,250. 42.57 exactly under Liam Coen. My guy Dwayne McFarland at FantasyLife.com, he projects him for over 3,800 yards. I actually think Dwayne's too low. I do think he hits 4,000 yards. I think he's got a pass-first mentality in terms of a coach. I think he's fully healthy. I think their defense is bad. I think they're going to have to throw quite a bit. And the addition of Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter to this offense, we do like Brenton Strange here. I actually think Parker Washington for deep PPR leagues is kind of an interesting name. But either way, I think Trevor Lawrence throws a ton. Give me the over on 3,700 and a half passing yards for T-Law this year.
Yeah, I think the key as well is that in Tampa, Liam Coen was so, I guess, modern and advanced in leaning into the passing game. Also, he just created so much easy stuff for Baker, a lot of screen game, just a very high floor, not super dependent on hitting deep shots to accumulate yards. And look, this Jags defense, I think it's going to be better than it was last year when it was one of the worst 2 or 3 defenses in the league, Connor, but it's still not going to be an amazing defense. No. And you expect that, this team's going to win total of 7.5. So the expectation, median outcome is they're going to be throwing a fair bit.
They gave up a lot of big plays on the back end last year that led to the script that we believe in. And yes, things should be a little better for Jacksonville because there's been some change on the back end, but not enough that you make this astronomical jump and you're not playing in these explosive scripts. And listen, as we've said before, he's done this multiple times. Yeah. I think when you're looking at player props, something that gives you a little bit of a comfort food feeling is, well, I've seen him do it. And I've seen him do it recently, so why can't he do it with a better supporting cast and a better play caller? I would be backing this all the way. I'm like you, Matthew. I like Trevor Lawrence a lot this year. He's a value, not only in fantasy, but a value on the props. Jay, let's move over to a wide receiver. Is there an over you like in that market?
Yeah, kind of I feel like a champion of the show this preseason. We talk about Drake London all the time. I like him over 11.25 and a half receiving yards, and we will get to some unders later in the segment. But I think with Drake London, the thing is that, one, he had 39 targets in 3 games with Michael Penix. Penix clearly had a rapport with him early on. He is going to have the lion's share of this offense in the passing game. He was 3rd in the NFL in targets last year. I think that actually had a scope to go up. He got 158 targets. He could push close-ish to 200 targets. And I think that there's going to be a lot more of an explosive element to this deep game with Michael Penix throwing down the field more. Michael Penix, given that Anthony Richardson isn't the starter, Michael Penix has a chance to lead the NFL in average depth of target, I think, with how much he throws it down the field. And Drake London, he was able to go 150 yards over this number last year, despite not having a single 40-yard reception. So I think there's a lot of upside for Drake London. Again, no real injury history in the NFL. He turned 24 a month ago, so I think that the injury risk aspect is low here too.
Yeah, London will be peppered with targets. We can't say it enough. That's going to be Michael Penix's go-to guy in an Atlanta offense that should be pretty decent, Matthew.
Not only pretty decent, but also you're sort of thinking about, well, what's his target competition? I'm sorry, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 4 times, shame on me. I'm out on Kyle Pitts. Not until, we've got to prove it. So Darnell Mooney, still no timetable for his return. So it's really, other than Bijan Robinson out of the backfield, he's competing with Ray McLeod. Like, what are we doing here? Drake London is going to flirt with a 40% target share on a pretty good offense with a pretty good quarterback. So I like the bet quite a bit. I have him as my number 9 wide receiver this year. I have him number 14 overall. Detective Drake London. We always talk about the fact that they use him a lot in the slot, get those easy catches, get those, try to get him in space, some yards after the catch, and obviously going to throw deep as well with Drake London. So early and often he'll be involved in this offense. I think he hits this number, assuming health.
All right, the regulars are chiming in. Owen McGinnity asked, thoughts on riding with Penix QB1 redraft? What do you think of that strategy, Matthew? Obviously, it would allow you to wait very, very long on taking a quarterback.
I don't love it. Look, do I think he could provide QB1 value? Sure. I wouldn't want to go into my league with only Michael Penix as my quarterback. I don't mind him as somebody if you wait late, but I'd want to pair him with somebody that at least has a little bit more of a floor. So it's a little risky given the small sample size and the fact that when they get in close, it's likely going to Bijan Robinson. Again, we like Penix. He's one of my sleepers. There's a chance he shows up on Love Hate tomorrow. We'll see how that all goes. But I don't know that I would be comfortable starting the season with him only as my quarterback in a 10 or 12 one quarterback league.
Yeah, your strategy is something I plan on doing a lot, where I'll be fine taking a Brock Purdy. And then if I want to shoot for an upside pick later on that costs you almost nothing if you've done enough mock drafts by now, it's Michael Penix, because there's a world where he throws for over 30 touchdowns and he has the big yardage games, but he's not going to run very much. And the fact is, like Matthew said, this is a team that should be able to punch in some touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see just what this team's pass rate over expectation is, or whether they do put the ball in Penix's hands more, or whether this is just Bijan's offense and then Penix is taking deep shots off of that, or whether they are letting him drop back and have games where he's throwing the ball 37 times. So that'll be interesting. We just don't have much of a sample of seeing Penix yet, so we're speculating.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.